Hello world, welcome back to Raise Your RC. I just wanted to show off a fix for the leaky shocks that come on your HB Racing 1/10 scale kits. This will apply to the D418, the D413, and also the D216 at the time of this video. So one problem with these HB Racing shocks is they do tend to leak. This one here is kind of dirty, as you can see on the bottom of that shock cap. So they actually leak here, and they also can leak around the shock cap because they use those little bladder style seals. Not particularly good, not a fan of those. So I'm just going to show you how to fix all the leaks and make for a nice, smooth, leak-free shock. So first thing off we're going to do is actually clean it. You know, there's all that dirt there on the bottom of the shock cap because oil tends to fall out. Clean the shock shaft itself, and also the bottom of the rod end there, shock end, whatever you want to call it. So I got that all nice and clean. Then we're going to go ahead and remove the shock cap, and yeah, there you go. There's a little bladder seal. Most people cut those out and actually run emulsion style shocks, so you got to cut off like the bottom layer of those seals and make a hole in them, just like you see there. I got that oil dumped out. Show you what that looks like when you take that thing out. So yeah, they just don't seal very well, tend to leak. Not particularly clean solution either, so not a fan of those. Next thing we're going to do is remove the rod end. So let's go ahead and take that off. A lot of thread, still a little bit of dirt there on the bottom. Clean that off. And then we're gonna loosen the bottom shock cap here. Kind of a pain in the butt. Let's do that off camera. Okay, we got that loosened. Just gonna loosen it all the way. And then take out the old O-rings. So you got one yellow one there. You got a little orange spacer. And then one more yellow one. So what you want to do is actually replace this with some Traxxas O-rings. This is part number 2362 and comes with these blue X rings. And you go ahead and just put those back in. Use the orange spacer again. Second blue X ring. And then you put the cap, make sure that little orange spacer is facing the right way when you put that in. It should just fit nicely on the bottom there, so it's kind of directional. And put the shock shaft back in. Fit it in there. And go ahead and turn it the rest of the way. And then yeah, you just go ahead and put the last piece, the rod end, back on. Use your shock shaft pliers. On my D413 I like to leave one line showing, so that's pretty much on the second line. It's a nice way to adjust the shock shaft length without having to use spacers or whatever. Pretty cool invention that HB Racing uses. So put that up there to that line, and then we're good to go. So the second thing to fix is actually the shock cap here. I don't like using those emulsion style bladders. They just don't fit very well, don't seal very well. So what I actually use are TLR22 shock O-rings. So the TLR shocks have 3 different O-rings. They use one at the base of the cap, which is the large sort of thin O-ring right there. They use one O-ring here at the bottom end cap, which is kind of that smaller medium thickness one right there. And then they actually use one O-ring in the adjuster, which is this sort of big fat thick one. I like using kind of the medium sized one. That one seems to fit the best and actually give the best seal. Go ahead and pull one of those out here. Sort of that medium one. It's a little bit small, so you will have to just kind of work it around the base of the shock here on the cap, but you know, eventually you will get it. It's a little bit harder with the shock oil all over your fingers. Let's go. There we go. Got that in there. And so yeah, that provides a nice little seal around the base of the shock cap rather than inside the shock cap. Those emulsion ones I just found always leak. So you know, when you put that on, you feel a little bit of resistance when you tighten it down, and that's providing a nice seal all the way around. So that shock cap doesn't leak. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my fix for the HP Racing set of shocks. I found them to work pretty well, and my shocks don't leak anymore, so definitely a win-win. These parts are fairly cheap. I'll throw down the part numbers below. And anyways, that's it. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the add notifications button, and look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.